Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So let's continue with our Python Pandas series. So in the previous two videos, we have solved somewhere around 10 questions, 5 questions in each one video. And those questions were the intermediate level Python Pandas exercises based on this particular data set. So today we will be solving 5 more questions that will be from 11 to 15. Okay, so this is a continuation of the last two videos, and I request you all to watch the last two videos first, followed by which you can jump over to this video. Okay, so let's have a quick recap. Like we have the order ID, we have the customer ID, we have the order date, shipping date, category, sales quantity, and profit. These three columns are the integer columns, and lastly we have the region columns. Perfect. So the question basically says find the customer who has generated the highest total profit. Okay, so basically we need to find the customer name who has generated the total profit. Okay, so let's create a variable called highest underscore profit underscore customer, and this should be equal to, we'll be using the group by function. So df.group by on what basis? We have to group by on customer ID, and now we have to use the profit column, that is the numerical column. So profit dot sum dot idx max, because we need the highest highest having the highest profit. So idx max, and let's close the braces. Now let's find the maximum profit, and this should be equal to df dot group by on the customer ID. So customer ID, and this should be also on the profit column, that is the numeric column, and dot sum dot max, cool. Now let's print. This time we'll be using some print statements. So customer with highest total profit, it is nothing but the inside this braces you have to pass the highest, this variable you just need to pass it. Simply control C, can control V, then comma, total profit is nothing but the maximum profit. Okay, that will be our query. Let's run it. Okay, so the customer with highest total profit it is the customer highest profit. I think we have got some error. Okay, so the group by customer ID profit dot idx max, then max profit we are using group by customer ID profit dot max. Acha, sorry. We have not used the F statement here. That's why. Okay, now let's print. Okay, so customer with highest total profit is C08, and the total profit is 1097.67. That is what the value. We actually missed this F part because this F generally gives us the highest profit before after we have written the print statement, and along with that it will also give the total profit. Perfect. Now let's jump to the second question, that is the we need to calculate the percentage of orders that belong to the technology category. So based on the specific category, that is technology, we have to find the percentage of orders. Okay, so similarly we will be finding first the variable, that is technology underscore orders, and this equal to df of category, and this should be equal to what? Technology. Okay, I think now we have to use this order ID also. Order ID dot count. Okay, let's see. This should be equal to technology, and this should be equal to order ID dot count. Okay, we'll see what error is this one basically. Now we have to find the total underscore orders, and this will give the df of order id, of order id dot count, and now we have to use the percentage technology. So percentage underscore technology is equal to this technology orders divided by the total orders. So all these things will write inside the braces, and this should be divided by the total orders. So it's basic mathematics formula, and you need to multiply it by 100. Cool. Before that, let's see what exactly the order. This should be df of category. Okay. Okay, now it's fine. So now let's print, and inside this let's give the if statement, and it is percentage of orders in technology. This is equal to this, and inside this you just need to pass the technology variable that we have already found, and once it is done we need to find dot to f. Okay, let's run it. So it is giving 25% as the percentage of orders in the technology department. Okay, so the third question is basically we need to identify the order with the highest processing time and the corresponding processing duration. Okay, so first we'll find the highest order processing time. So order processing time is basically shipping date minus order date. Okay, so df of order processing time, order underscore processing underscore time, it should be equal to df of ship date, df of shift date, and this minus df of the order date, and it should be in dt.ts. So in what format we need? We need in the form of in the form of days. Okay, so once we have got this, let's find longest processing time. So let's create a variable called longest processing underscore time, and this should be equal to the df, that is the order processing time of max. So you can simply copy this, control c control v dot max. Okay, now let's find the longest orders. So let's create the variable called longest orders, and this should be equal to df of the order processing time. You can simply control c control b, and this should be equal to the longest processing time that we have calculated using this variable. Okay, let's print this. So every time after writing the code we are printing this time. Previously we are not printing, we are simply showing the result. Longest orders of order id, and the order processing time. Let's run it. Okay, so order id is having the 9 and 0010, and the processing time is 324 days. Okay, so now let's go to the fourth question. Okay, the fourth question basically says we need to group the dataset by region and category, and after that we need to calculate the total sales and the average profit for each combination. Okay, so let's create a variable called region category stats, and this should be equal to df dot group by on what? Group by on region column, comma, category column, and we need to use the aggregate function. And inside the aggregate function we can simply pass the parameters like we need the total sales, and it should be equal to first sales and sum. So sales comma sum, and after that average profit should be equal to profits, I think profit comma mean. First we are finding the sales on what? Sum, and then we are finding the profit for mean. Okay, now simply run this. Cool, we have got the region, we have got the category, we have got the total sales and the average profit for all the regions. Perfect, this looks amazing. And let's find the last question. So we need to find the total quantity sold for each category in each month. Okay, so, and for that let's create a new column called df.month, and this should be equal to order date, that is the df of order date. Sorry, it should be order date and dot dt dot month. Okay, now let's create a variable called quantity per category month, and it should be equal to df dot group by on what? Group by on month, comma, category, and after that the numerical quantity is the quantity column. Then on what basis we need to find? We need to find the sum. So sum dot unstack. Okay, now let's print this. Okay, let's not print, let's show this result this time. Okay, it's saying order date. I think we have made some mistake. Okay, it should be order date, that is no underscore. It's a spelling error only. Okay, so category furniture, office supplies, and technology. We have got the total quantity sold for each category in each month. So that month is basically the month number we have found from 1 to 12. That is from January to December. Perfect. So this is how you can actually solve this particular questions. Previously we have solved 10 questions, and right now we solve more 5 questions, a total of 15 questions to get in-depth knowledge in Python pandas. And I think we have covered most of the functions like the aggregated functions, group by functions, mean functions, summation functions, and also we have used the how to create a new column, and based on the new column how can we find the based on the month days and the month number also. So we have actually used a lot of functions that is being used mostly in the industries, and this is enough for you to practice on the Python part. And based on the same thing I will come up with more such videos in the near future. Till then, keep loving, keep coding, and subscribe the channel to get latest update, guys. And don't forget to share the video. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.